Hey people, what's up? Sorry about that. Somebody came at the worst time possible for this. How's everybody doing? Hopefully good. Um I was just downstairs. All right, we're going to get into some foodie beauty and we're going to get this started. What's up everybody? Hyla Groceries, Ash, Poetic Justice, Sense of Wonder, Linda R, Color Purple, Argudi. We also got Shara, Random Fish, what's going on? Yelly Me, Marie, Nolabu again, and it ain't that what's going on. Welcome, Wig. How are you doing, Sandra? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let me share my screen. I'm gonna do an open panel. I think that might be best. Also, if you're liking this content, I do other stuff like Daniel Larson, Paul Breach, Alphaba, and CLA, as well as many more interesting people like even Michael Quinn and World of T-shirts and whatnot. Well, you guys are here for foodie beauty stuff, so we're gonna get into it. If you want to come on panel after this, after I review this video, you are more than welcome to do so. It is a Saturday. What's up? What's up? What's up? And thank you for being around. Really appreciate you. All right, so let me share my screen and let's go.
Day or special occasion gifts. Hope to hear from you. Bye. Hi guys. So I wanted to do a video, a more calm video than my live stream, where I was more in the moment. Let's just say. So I'm going to talk about the cannabis dispensary from Cornwall situation. There's just so much BS that I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to follow up with regards to my complaint. So, for those of you who are not aware, there's a crazy, psychotic, lunatic, idiot loser channel,
Mhm.
FFG, and she's probably creaming herself that I mentioned her name. Um,
I'm looking something up.
she has no content. She has no personality, no content. She's just a rage pig, and she just screams and shouts and rages about the dumbest things in my content. So, um, that's what her audience wants from her. So, even a monkey knows that if you throw it peanuts when it dances, it's going to keep dancing. So that's
Wow. Okay. She is. Thank you, Nolabu. I really appreciate the super sticker. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. One thing I'm actually looking up is should you power wash wrapped windows? Because I think that's one point of debate. Should you do that? And it says you can power wash wrapped windows, but on the lowest pressure setting because you don't want to tear the material, right? So that is a huge issue. So if you got to do it on the lowest setting, why can't you squeegee? I mean, I gotta look this up because I'm looking if you can squeegee wrapped windows. Because my knowledge based on this, I would think you could do that. Like, what? Why couldn't you? It's a wrapped window. It shouldn't be a problem. If you can pressure wash, you can squeegee. Because if it's not a pressure thing, like amount of force thing, then it kind of makes sense. What are wrapped windows? When you put vinyl on top of things. So a lot of people do wrapped cars these days. But the window wraps would be what you would see imagery laid over a clear window. So that's what a wrapped window is. So if I could give some examples, let me. I should put vinyl. Yeah, vinyl window wraps. Yeah, I should put it that way. All right, so let me do this. Let me go out of here and let me put up vinyl window wraps so that we're all on the same page here. And typically this is what they look like. So you would see something like this. This would be a vinyl window wrap right here. So there you go, something like that. Right, this is it right there. Like you just put some sort of imagery on top of like a clear window. They use them in a lot of weed stores here in Canada, due to privacy and stuff. It's kind of like how our cigarettes these days are like very hidden away because they shouldn't be shown to the youngins and whatnot. So another window wrap would be something like this. So instead of like a clear window, you get something like that. That is also a wrap. Nolabu says high pressure hurts siding. It does. Yeah, should you power wash wrapped windows is the Google search. I did search for that. It says you can, but only on the lowest setting. So if it's not like a pressure issue, because how much pressure is your hand gonna do versus a pressure washer? Because pressure washers are pretty powerful. So even on the lowest setting, I would think yeah, you could easily squeegee and do as little or as much damage as like a regular pressure washer. So this is really all up to debate. All I'm gonna say is I'll look into it more, but I don't see any reason why you can't squeegee a wrapped window. Like it just I'm from my understanding, like it just doesn't, I don't see any cause for concern.
That kind of idea, anyway. So she's running out of content and needs something big, right? Needs some kind of big win. So she thought it would be awesome to find out stock dispensary to see if I've been a customer there. So she drove from where she lives in Montreal all the way to Cornwall. Okay, like about an hour.
You know what's really funny about this is she's talking about how FFG drove from Montreal all the way to Cornwall. Who used to drive from Ottawa all the way to Montreal because they're just visiting the city, but yet they would happen to go to Lachine, right? You know, if you're gonna talk about Montreal to Cornwall, which is from NDG Notre Dame de Grace, that's about an hour because that's not downtown. That's like more west of downtown. Like pretty much next door to West Island, right? Like Kirkland and those areas. Not that far. Takes about an hour, hour and 15 minutes stops. She used to drive literally an hour and a half to 2 hours to go into Montreal practically every single day to go and stock Nads, but now she's talking about stalking. The irony of it all.
Hour. Uh, Passing by probably many dispensaries which have better weed than the one in Cornwall. But anyway, um, so she drove down and she apparently drove past this employee washing the windows outside of the dispensary, which is complete BS. And
Can I say another thing? I did not actually notice that Quebec doesn't have a Taco Bell. Is that true? Let me look this up because I was hearing FFG likes to go to Cornwall for Taco Bell. Now there's certain things that blew past me because I don't really notice them, but there's many things that Quebec doesn't have that the rest of Canada has. So let me look up if Taco Bell is actually in Montreal. It's not. Wow, okay. So for you to get Taco Bell, you actually got to go to either Cornwall or Hawkesbury, which both of them would be about an hour drive. Okay, I didn't know that because the closest taco place, well, actually, there's Three Amigos in Montreal. I know that because I used to go to Three Amigos. I forgot if it was Mondays, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays. You would get like dollar tacos, and they were like really, really, really good. But yeah, Taco Bell is not in Montreal. Nope. Nope, sorry, Bob. Not in Quebec. So yeah, if you wanna have a Taco Bell hit or craving, you gotta drive that hour and 15 minutes.
um, showed a picture of me and asked if I've been smoking there just so she could try to catch me in a lie. So there's that, and she says she's not an obsessed psychotic stalker. Okay. I do want to say though that when people have asked me if I've been smoking, a lot of the time at the time that they would ask me, no, I didn't. And I did go there at the dispensary in Cornwall a few times, but I always just keep it
Uh-huh.
private. If I
Sure.
say no, it's because I don't want you to know the truth. Like, if I don't have to tell you.
But isn't this the whole point? The lying, if you don't want people to talk about what you're doing, then don't lie. And if you don't want to lie, then don't talk about it. Don't come online. Keep your business to your business. Just don't say anything. But she talks about it. She tells the lie. And then people have this thing these days where they yearn to catch Foodie Beauty in the lie. Like there's so much people like I want to catch Foodie Beauty in a lie. I want to catch Foodie Beauty in a lie, and then this happens.
If I'm smoking or what I'm doing if I don't want to, So if you want to be butthurt over that lie of me saying no, that I'm not smoking because I don't want anyone to know, um, then be mad. I just don't care at this point. So, anyway, so she took it upon herself to dig into my personal life and find out what I'm doing behind the camera. To try to have some big tea. I have some big tea. I went out of my way to stalk
Like
somebody to
Sammy,
get some tea. Yay, that's a big win for you, isn't it? To find out that I'm
it's more of a challenge not to catch her in a lie. That's very true. There's so many things, especially like the reason why that blue couch is gone because he was coming on the blue couch. I couldn't believe all this stuff I've been hearing from K Bella's new account. Like, is that really truly the reason? Also, people have been saying if you look at the couches, they don't look brand new. They look pretty used, like, they've been used before. And I'm like, really? I gotta look back at that video. Have those couches been I guess settled in? Have they been used couches? Another thing, people are saying that they maybe have just changed apartments. Is that it? Like they changed apartments, that's why the used couches are there? Which they're not bad couches because I it's it is a huge thing to get couches and a table and chairs and whatnot. It's a huge endeavor because you could be spending quite a bit of money, and I'm thinking, where the hell is this man getting money from? When essentially he might be in a lot of trouble if Foodie Beauty isn't paying for his stuff. You're guessing he got them from a family member? There's a lot of actually good theories out there, like they maybe have changed apartments, which kind of makes sense. Or yeah, like maybe that's why they got the couches there. Maybe he did get the used couches in at a good price. Maybe he owes people. I don't know.
I mean, everyone pretty much knows already that I do. And yeah, like if when I've already explained in my live stream when I'm in Canada land, or somewhere where it's illegal, I have trouble not doing it because I've used it for so long as a crutch and blah blah blah. Anyway, so but like right now I'm fine. I'm not even thinking about it, so I'm totally okay. Anyway, I think I deserve to smoke after dealing with a psychotic loser like that on my ass every day. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, anyways, um,
Facts, Nolaboo.
I did complain to the dispensary and I got a reply pretty promptly that they were
All right. So with not with her name on it, it says, "Hi, big beautiful me. Thank you for sharing your experience. Our team is investigating this matter. We appreciate your patience during this time. Thank you." Okay. Interesting. Hmm. What do you guys think about this? Like this is getting to a point where somebody could get fired. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. A lot of people are very either, yeah, you could get into trouble, you could get fired to, you might not get in trouble. It really depends on the atmosphere of the place. Like it can really see both points where on one side people are like, this is actually pretty serious. While on the other side I could see like, okay, fine, you did it, but it's not that of a big deal. Argudi says it's a stock reply. Yeah, it seems very stock reply. They didn't really ask any questions or anything. didn't want her to elaborate on anything. It could be because maybe they just don't care. I don't really think Foodie Beauty would have given every information that they would need. I think she would have maybe left something out in her huff and puff, rage and anger that they would kind of reply, but like, hey, can you kind of tell us a little bit more? Or when did this happen? What date did this happen on? Who was the person that, you thought might have given away your information? Stuff like that is what I would expect.
investigating the situation, and I hear that somebody's job is on the line because of this. So give yourself a round of applause, you loser, FFG. And don't try to turn it around on me because you're the one who involved that dispensary in particular. I did say the name Sharon, but if it's not her who did it, there's nothing to worry about, right? So
Well, she still did dox Sharon if it wasn't her. I mean, she's in the wrong as well for saying somebody's name without knowing for sure. You can't just accuse somebody of doing something when you actually don't know for sure that they actually did it.
you're the one who put the dispensary as your thumbnail, the name of the company. You're the one who went and did that and then announced it uh, online, outing that employee of what they did, just for your one up, which nobody gives a crap about anyway. Like, especially not
She
me.
cares.
So, I mean, I out myself all the time. I don't care. I just like say no. Just most of the time when the people ask me, I'm not. I haven't been smoking. Um,
Wait a second. Did she give herself away? Okay, I missed something, but I've been thinking about it while she's been ranting and raving. More like ranting. But she said that she would travel from Ottawa to visit this dispensary. So does that mean the last time she was in Canada, since she moved to Kuwait, and I use move in loosely, get it loosely, like loose bowels. But since she moved to Kuwait, she's been in Canada twice now. So the first time she was in Ottawa, getting ready to move out on October 31st, which she did, and she left Pete's to clean everything up. So, was she that paranoid to not get caught that she would drive all the way to Cornwall to get her weed? Wow, is she that serious? I guess she was doing it if she's saying that she used to drive from Ottawa to Cornwall to get her weed. That's what she was doing. She was doing that not last year, but the year before that, in and around October when she was in Canada for a month. Can you believe that?
and when
She
I
gave
do, I just
herself
don't
away
want to
again.
hear from. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I want it to be private, you know. So it's my. I'm allowed. That's my prerogative. I'm allowed. I'm entitled to privacy. And you have no right to drive an hour to try to ruin that, just and to ruin someone's life by getting them fired over this shit. You're insane. Anyway, um,
Another thing, if the whole weed thing isn't such a big deal, why did Foodie Beauty really have to go and put somebody's job in jeopardy? I can, I can understand the angle of FFG. I can understand certain things, but at the end of the day, Foodie Beauty didn't really have to complain if it wasn't really that big of a deal to her. But she was the one who complained, which led to this investigation, right? Or if it wasn't such a big deal that she does weed, then she shouldn't have felt the need to drive from Ottawa to Cornwall to buy weed. That she was doing that. She gave herself away. And two, she didn't have to send an email. If it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal, right? A sensor one says, look at her gloat about someone possibly losing their job. I suppose people shouldn't feel bad for her if she loses her child. That's true. Wouldn't be the first time she got somebody fired. Well, technically, she's not all at fault. Nighty Daddy is also at fault with Dee Dee losing her comfortable job where she would make what, like 70,000, $80,000 a year. Can you imagine? I still can't believe it that somebody would have a man like Nader have them lose their job that they've had since the 90s. I think that's just deplorable. I could never. There's no way. No way in hell. But it happened, so we can say Dee Dee. Who else has almost lost their job? PI, Perfectly Imperfect with the whole Missy Moo situation. Exactly. Yeah, Jamie, I would say she's partly because of that. She had her Beezers, make complaints against Dee Dee and whatnot, probably called when she made that April Fool's joke all the way back in, when was that? 2022, right? The April Fool's thing? Yes, it was 2022. I can't believe it's been like coming to 2 years since that. Then Nads is also to blame because he shouldn't have let his partner or whatever FWB sex buddy be placed in a position where she's doing that while she's working. Like there's so many factors and levels to this. Who's this? Who's this? Save your channel, Monty. What do you mean? Magoo, listen. We won't be having that in here, okay? There's no need to be saving any channel. I don't think anything's gonna be happening. Yeah, you know what? I can't stand when people come in with these, no picture with these names doing this bullshit. Let's continue.
And then she totally deflects and gaslights and like, well, you shouldn't have doxed that poor woman, blah blah blah. Listen, saying a name is not really doxing, but
It is doxing, even if you say the first name. Like, if my name was something very unique, I don't know. I don't know. What's like a really unique name? And please do not add Keisha at the end, okay? We're not gonna do that. What would be like a really, really unique name? Like if my name was instead of Kurt, it's like Lurt or like Nert, like Kurt with an N. If it, and somebody like Google's Nert and then they Google Nert LA. Or yeah, or like Oprah, then it is doxing. Even with the first name. Typically it's with both names, because if your first name is Mary, then there's so many Marys, there's so many Michelles, there's so many Michaels, there's so many Johns and Pauls. But if you have a unique name, then yes, you would essentially be doxing that person.
if it is her who did this, I don't care. I don't care that I said her name. I think she deserves it. I don't know 100% if it's her. I'm sure she's not the only person that works there. I mean, I have seen a male worker there as well. And but I'm just putting two and two together. Like when I came in, she said that she saw my videos. She knows Shannon.
Oprah has done nothing tip top.
Um, who just turned out. I'm so glad I got rid of that trash as a friend in my life. Like, I'm sorry, not sorry, but you don't need the things this person has said and done since I distanced myself for her complete betrayal. Uh, good riddance. Good, you belong on that side with those trashy people. Um, so she
Um,
was this
can
person.
she lose her channel for doxing this random worker? Yeah, I think that's against terms of service for doing that sort of stuff. But to end a channel on that, I don't know. All I gotta say, it's against TOS to be doing stuff like that, to outing people, in an IRL manner like that.
Person that works there, this Sharon person, was a bully in high school. She knows Shannon. She said she knew me from YouTube.
Wasn't Foodie Beauty also a bully in school? Was that grade school where? Okay, remember the whole thing with Pete's? Do I have to bring this up again? If you're new here or you don't remember, the reason why Pete's got into Foodie Beauty's life is because Pete's was the target of their bullying. So Foodie Beauty and the rest of the girls around her age and that liked each other, were friendly with each other, would target people such as Pete's, whose cognitive functioning wouldn't be as high or strong as other people. So they'd get these individuals and bully them, like invite them over to their house to talk shit, to push them around, to do all sorts of stuff. The only reason she liked Pete's and got with Pete's because Pete's has a big dick. That's it. Let me just be honest with you. Pete's had a big dick. They went. Where did they get the Polaroid again? I think they went over to Pete's house. They found the Polaroid of his big dick. And then Foodie Beauty was so impressed by Big Dickens Pete's that she was like, okay, time for me to have that. You guys remember that? Remember the story? And Salah has a teeny
And
weeny.
hey, what a coincidence. Another reason why I think FFG's story is just full of shit like her is if you've been going to that dispo, then how did you not know any of the employees? Like, how do you not know the employees if you've been going there? Number one, that
Didn't she befriend kids and bully them at Shannon's house? Yes, she did. They would bring them to different people's house, and Shannon's house was one of the houses that they would bully people like Pete's at.
another thing is that dispensary is kind of new. It wasn't even there what the last time I was in Canada before this trip. So you don't know the employees there? You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, it was pretty cold that day as well, and they have covered windows, um, and they're pretty big. I really doubt that the dispensary employee, because that day that I went is the day she
It was
went down
cold.
and stalked
Okay.
me and went to the dispensary as well.
Yeah.
She actually like looked around where I was parked.
Wait a second. Wasn't that like last week Tuesday? Which day was this? Was it Tuesday or something? Can somebody remind me? No, not last week Tuesday. It was this week Tuesday, wasn't it? So she looked around and whatnot. Was it a cold day? I can't even remember.
Where I was parked
Recorded,
and
Jamie.
said and looked at the stores in that area or knew that there was a dispensary there. She's insane. I don't know how people just don't even see this, but you're brainwashed and stupid. So I doubt he was out there washing the windows. Like, I really highly doubt that. Another thing that's BS is I doubt the employee was washing windows. Let's say it was Sharon. I don't think she would be washing windows. She had to sit on a chair to dole out the weed, like to dole out the.
Okay, for somebody who used to sit in a chair and cook and sit in a chair and do everything, I'm actually highly surprised that she is trying to drag somebody right now when she used to sit on a chair that literally shouldn't have been able to hold her weight limit, but it did. I forgot how much the weight limit for that chair was. I'm sure somebody can remind me. But how's she gonna clown somebody like this?
The products. She was sitting on a chair most of the time when I would go. I don't think she would be like washing the windows. They're like covered windows. It was cold, like I don't see it. But we'll find out in the investigation what really happened. If it wasn't her, then, obviously I'm very sorry for calling that out. But I never liked her anyway. She was a bully in high school, so she can get bent. I don't give a
Thank you,
shit.
Shara.
But
You were also a bully, Foodie. I'm sorry, but you were also a bully in high school. So there you go. I do remember this, Emily. You're right. We had unusually warm weather, and all of this week, earlier this week, it was actually pretty mild. Many days. She has no idea what a squeegee is. Probably. But I did look it up, like I said earlier in the stream. I do believe you can still squeegee those vinyl wraps for the windows. Because if you can power wash them like that, then you should be able to squeegee them because you would even do less pressure than a power wash. So, like, what is the big deal? Do light squeegeeing.
um I she's just full of they're all full of crap. Like FFG's full of crap. She's a total liar, and this investigation will hopefully reveal that what really happened. Um, like, how do you not see how psychotic you are driving by a dispensary, driving to a dispensary an hour away, passing several on your way?
Can I remind people that Foodie Weedy used to go to Montreal every single day during the summertime of 2022 to stalk Nader El Shami? She would drive by his place in Lachine, well, Dee Dee's place in Lachine, and would even bring gifts. What one time didn't she like bring weed and something else? Like stuff that he liked, she would bring as tokens to try and get him outside, to try and coax either him or both of them to either get him outside or get herself inside. Do you guys remember 2022 how it was with the gifts and everything? The coaxing, like, oh, I remember when she got that super expensive hotel, just happened to be downtown, not that far away from Lachine, and he didn't show up, and she acted like nothing happened. Yes, she got coffee and weed. You guys remember those days? So I find it actually pretty ironic that somebody that used to do that, where a lot of us were saying, "Hey, isn't that kind of stalkerish?" Is now talking about somebody else effectively doing stuff that she was doing herself.
To just drive your whatever the heck you're driving, I don't even give a shit, a van. You should put free candy on there. You're a creep. Anyway, she drives by this guy. Imagine someone you're cleaning windows or whatever you're
Uh
doing.
huh.
I don't see that happening. Picture it.
I'm
Picture it.
picturing, yes.
Most of the time, the few times I've gone, if it was that day, so there was a few times that somebody was working by themselves. So what, they're gonna go out and wash windows when there's customers? I don't know. Anyway, and
If somebody's working by themselves, they can actually wash the windows because a lot of these places they have those remote locks. So if there's no customers inside the store and it's a slow day, because typically like super early in the mornings or like midday is pretty slow because of course a lot of people will either go before work or try to, but in the evening time is when a lot of like the smokers come out, the greenheads. So if it's not that busy, you'll lock the door with a remote lock that's around your neck. You lock it, you wash the windows. If during washing the windows a customer wants to enter the establishment, you press a button, the door unlocks, you go inside and you serve the customer. It's really not that hard. So yes,
it's
it's possible.
freezing. Like, I doubt it. They're huge windows too, huge covered windows. So I don't picture him just going out with a Windex and washing those huge store windows. Like, does nobody like use logical thinking when
Was it a Windex? Did FFG ever say that the person was using Windex to wash the windows, or did she specifically say they were squeegeeing the windows?
they listen to what comes out of her big gaping hole in her face, in her fat face? Sorry, but
What's up,
I
Nola?
can't talk nice when I talk about this person. It's impossible. So, I mean, imagine you're just washing your windows and this beast comes along and rolls down the window and shows a picture of me and says, "Do you know this woman?" And the employee says, "Yeah, I've served her." Really? Like, what employee would there's a reason there's covered windows. It's like for privacy.
Yeah, but not in that context. Like, if is it invasive if somebody says, "Do you know this woman? Have you served her?" And somebody says yes to. Some people it is, to other people it's not. I remember myself working in healthcare. I've gotten a few calls where I actually had to be up to standard of people's privacy. Here's one thing I could do. If somebody calls and I answer and they're like, "Is John Smith in your ward?" Then I would say, "Yes, John Smith is in my ward." If they said, "Okay, why is he hospitalized?" I would have to tell them, "I'm sorry, but that's against privacy law. I cannot tell you what John Smith is hospitalized for, but I can confirm that he's here because I don't know who the person is." It doesn't matter if the person says it's their brother, sister, mom, aunt, uncle, dad, first, second, third cousin, twice removed. It doesn't matter. I can't verify that over the phone, but I can tell them that that person is at the hospital. That's the standard. So it's a lot different when it comes to the context of what is or isn't being asked. And as Charlie's mom says, covered to not entice kids. The same thing we do in Canada with the cigarettes. Before they used to be at the back where the gas station clerk would be. They're still at the back, but now they have those lids that totally cover them, so you don't even have any idea that they're back there. You can't see them, you can't nothing. You just ask, "Can I get, Belmonts or whatever you smoke?" And then they'll just, flip it up, give you your Belmonts, you pay for them, and you're on your way.
Mostly it's because legally they're not allowed to show the products in case of youth seeing it and all that stuff. But liquor's fine, whatever. So, but also like there's a level of customer privacy there that they totally breached. Like it's just insane, you know? Like you're at a I don't know. It's just it. I don't obviously I don't think any laws were broken. I don't even know. Like I didn't even have time to deal with this crap. But please, what kind of unprofessionalism is that
Fact
from your
cipher.
dispensary? Like, do you think people, like, what if somebody wanted to be discreet in buying? You know, you just out somebody to a complete psychotic stranger. You're putting that person like
But here's the thing: did they even say the name? Because I've always said that eyes don't trespass, right? If somebody says, "Hey, have you seen this person at the dispensary?" and they say yes, and you show them a picture, unless they know your name beforehand, they're not gonna know your name because it would be a lot different if the person was like, "Oh yeah, I know her. Her name is, Chantal Olive Marie Soro," then that is a that is a total breach of privacy just saying somebody's name. But if they're like, "Have you seen this person here?" and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that person here," unless they knew you beforehand, unless they knew you, you know them beforehand, then they're not gonna know your name. The person did not give away your name. Anyways, I don't even know what's gonna happen with this investigation at all. But hey, whatever happens, happens is all I gotta say. Nadia says Chantal is deflecting. She's talking about getting caught buying weed instead of her husband's cheating. Nobody cares about the weed. We all knew she was getting high. Yeah, why isn't she talking about the whole K Bella situation? In fact, I didn't even know K Bella was like that popping on TikTok, like 300 and was it 20 or 50,000 followers on TikTok. That is huge. That's big time. You would be making pretty decent money if you're live streaming all the time. But then she went away for whatever reason, and now her account is locked by the doings of Foodie Beauty and the Beezer crew. Antiniel, what's up? But yeah, I never knew that. I don't know why K Bella is back, or is it Kai Bella? Doesn't matter to me. She's back. She's been saying all sorts of stuff. A lot of people have added her back again on Twitter. I see you.
like in danger potentially, or confirming where they were at one time that they bought this product. Um, like it's just ridiculous. And like it makes me worried like what other information do they have on file, because like it's creepy, so they're doing an investigation into it. And honestly, like i I hope that the person that did that gets reprimanded 100%. I know it's harsh to say, well, I hope they lose their job and blah blah blah, but honestly, like if you're gonna like be unprofessional like that and put people in certain danger or breach their privacy, like I don't really feel bad for you. like, so
Here comes the name thing again. If they don't know who you are, they don't even have a name to find out where you are, what person you are, then are you truly in danger? Unless the person, once again, knows who you already are. Showing a picture of somebody and be like, that person's like, oh yeah, that person's been there before. How are that person supposed to find you? Unless they already know who you are. This is my whole thing with this is why a lot of people will say if that person was like, yeah, that person is Chantal Soro, then it's a whole different ballpark and a whole different story. It would, because once again, the eyes can't trespass. If people see you in the store, they see you in the store. What's the difference between somebody seeing you in the store versus somebody be like, hey, have you seen this person in the store?
um yeah, of anything
Facts, Emily.
at this point, I'm not surprised how low people go. Like it's just, especially this idiot who has just no content, no brain to come up with decent content. Won't even show themselves. Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know if they have CCTV or what they're gonna do when they're investigating it. Probably look at it. but I could just imagine how psychotic and
I really don't think they're gonna CCTV it. This is you're not Foodie. You're not a celebrity. You know what they do? Okay, you know if a celebrity's car gets broken into or stolen, then you have like all this type of CSI shit happening. You know, they're checking for fingerprints all over the car, on the wheel, shit. They'll even check the goddamn tires. They'll do anything and everything to find out who the hell messed with a celebrity's vehicle. But if it's your vehicle and you know you're not a celebrity, they don't give a shit. Okay, your car got stolen, file an insurance report, file a police report, be done with it. Celebrity's car gets stolen, boom, CSI is like literally all over that. There'll be lights, there'll be cameras, they'll be checking everything. But Foodie is not that serious. I don't think they're gonna check the cameras. They might ask, but like, hey, did any of you give out information maybe you shouldn't have? Maybe reconsider it. Because still, they didn't even give out a name. Somebody just showed an image and somebody confirmed that that person does go there.
ridiculous she looks. Seeing her van driving around, rolling down, showing her phone. Do you know this woman? Has she been shopping here? Like, what gives you the right to invade someone's privacy? Like, number one, like, if somebody doesn't want you to know what they're doing, you go and drive an hour to try to find out. You're an idiot. I mean, she's so psychotic. Anyways,
Maybe she went for Taco Bell.
the psychotic behavior just continues, and this time she costed someone potentially their job and the reputation of an
Or,
entire business.
or you did,
So
Foodie.
I know you think that that was a one up, but I don't think it had the effect that you thought it did. And it's
Where's Eggy? I don't know where Eggy Toast is. Maybe she's cheating on me. Who knows? Mon says it's true. Foodie's right. FFG goes too far. If we're gonna say that, we should also say Foodie Beauty goes too far because Foodie Beauty has not been too far off going to Montreal and driving by Nads. You remember how Nads used to go on his live streams and he'd be like, yes, we see her literally driving up and down the street. You guys remember that? That was the level Foodie Beauty was at, driving literally up and down the street. And Nadara would look out where the balcony is and see her literally going up and then going down and then going up and then going down, trying to entice the man to come out. But this is the same person talking. Yeah, Foodie Beauty used to peep into Nads's window. Yes, remember at the trap house? She would literally go there. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm very familiar with a lot of places. In fact, SJam's in Niagara Falls right now, and I've been like looking at the live stream with it silent. I'm like, man, I know exactly where he's going, where he's passed, you know, which lefts and rights he's gonna do. I'm very familiar. Have I heard from Edna? I actually haven't seen Edna in a while. So all I'm gonna say is looking at the trap, even for a guy at my size and height, it's actually very difficult to look through those windows. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. I know that for a fact. And for Foodie Beauty to do that and try and sneak or even contemplate sneaking through those windows, she might as well be a fruit ninja, or should I say more like a food ninja? Get it? Because she really is a food ninja. She lets all that food disappear.
really
But now she's gonna be a poop ninja with Sella.
sad that people still continue to condone this behavior just for their
I did
hatred over
not
me.
do a
I don't
BNE at
care.
Nads.
Like, I really don't care if you hate me or not. As you can see, I have a lot of Beezers. I have a lot of members, and uh, yeah, I'm fine. I don't
Or
want your hate views from that side. I don't.
oh, are you serious? You're worried about Edna? You DM her every day and she hearts it but does not respond. Maybe she's just having a break. Maybe that's it. If she's responding, at least you've confirmed that she is alive, right? Random. Sometimes people just take a break. They just don't want to be bothered. Maybe you know it's their mentals. Maybe it's something. But I actually don't even talk to Edna like that, random fish. So if you're worried, you're worried. But at least she is responding. Lady D, what's up? B&E as in Big Nasty Egger. Sure, we'll go with that.
Don't want it. I don't want you in my community. So I'm glad you're not here spreading that kind of crap in my channel. Um,
If you're
yeah,
taking a break, Cypher, we can watch some Daniel Larson or some Elphaba or some Chelsea Lee art. You know, I've been doing that sort of stuff. So if you want to check me out on Filtrum.
I don't want that. I don't want that disease in my area of the internet. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and give you an update that it's being investigated. I did report it. Um, FFG is a huge liar. I mean, it's blatant. The little inconsistencies in her story, I think even she said so herself. You can tell when someone's lying because of the details. Well, you give a lot of details that are don't make sense, like the window washing. I don't see it. Um, I might even call the dispensary and ask them details like that. I should have done that.
Wow. Yizzle says I would put money on a Chantel took gummies to Kuwait. That would be such a big risk and a shit show if she ever did that and got caught. Do you know how risky it is to actually bring it in Kuwait where you could spend years in the bin? Like, holy crap, man. People should know better. People should know the risk. Like, ignorance is not sound reasoning, to break the law. You can't say, oh, I didn't know. Well, you better know because that's some serious time bringing in green in. You think that the newer text messages are real? What do you mean between K Bella and Sella? Yeah, I'm thinking that they're real. Like, I'm sure there's more and more and more coming out.
Maybe for this video.
Does
But
she
we'll
look
find
high?
out when the investigation is concluded and what happens. And if they find anything, and I think it's ridiculous that this happened in the first place. I think these people just think it's okay behavior and they're sick in the head. One day she's going to do something pretty illegal to try to get those views, that hate money, and she'll probably end up in jail, inshallah. So who knows? Or in court. But I'm glad I'm here and I'm so far away from these morons who have no life
Yikes,
that
mons.
I'm just, yeah, I feel a lot better. You know, that whole gore world, anyone who condones this is just disgusting and really need to just grow up. Like, and that's coming from me, okay? Grow up. So, yeah, you ruined someone's job, got them fired over, well, potentially over.
It's always deflection of blame. Salah and Kaibella was doing stuff together. Oh, it's Kaibella's fault. She brought up Sharon's name, said all these things, sent the message, the email to the dispensary. Oh, it's FFG's fault. It's never any sharing of the blame. It's always somebody else's fault, even when she does something as blatant as, you know, complaining like that rather than just maybe leaving it alone. Or maybe just, talking about it, airing it out rather than potentially really maybe affecting somebody's job. Like I said, I don't know how the dispensary is going to react, who the managers are, who the owner operator is, how relaxed their environment is, what would they think about this situation? Because some people might just brush it off, other people might think it's extremely really serious. She does CCP. She has a lot of misguided anger here. I'm sensing that a lot.
Some potential big T content you were so happy and thirsty to announce. I can't even. So, but anyway, there's a lot of inconsistencies. But like I said, the truth will come out when the investigation's over. Until then, I'm not going to talk anything about this. I'm just over drama, period. I don't want anything to do with it, especially not the stupid petty drama and ridiculous going in real life BS from Gore World. Like, you all are bigger lol cows than any of the people you talk about, and you should start
Right.
making fun of yourselves because you're pretty pathetic at this point. I can guarantee you that, yeah, sure, Amberlyn and I have failed at many diets, but we've never done any of this crap.
Yes, she has. She has talked to people before. How many people? Actually, she's talked multiple people. Do I know any instances of her stalking Pete's? But I'm sure there is with BB. When BB and her, I believe they drove by each other, and she said that BB had some chicks in his car. Or were they driving by each other, or were they at a gas station? And by happenstance, both of them were at the gas station, and she saw that BB's vehicle had women in it. And it literally was at that moment that Foodie Beauty was like, oh, hell nah, BB, you're mine, and I'm going to be in a relationship with you. You guys remember that incident with BB with the woman in the vehicle? And she decided to, if they were driving together, she did follow him. But if it was at the gas station, I think some sort of like figuring out who these women were, she did something stalkerish with that. Next would be Nads. Lots of following around, peering through the window, going to Montreal for no goddamn apparent reason, going up and down the street in Lachine. With random other men, she's done it before. Paul Rand, she got pissed off because her friend was kind of having dealings with Paul Rand. If you don't know who Paul Rand is, don't worry about it. But there's also the Paul Rand situation as well. Or who else can I think of off the top of my head where Foodie Beauty had some Starkrish vibes with? Right, exactly, right, and Tina, that's what she said. She saw the ladies in his car at the gas station. Thank you, Marie. So it was BB in the vehicle, and he had ladies in the car. And at that moment, Foodie Beauty was like, "BB is mine," and she's gonna go Starkerish on him. There's multiple occasions, literally, that I'm sure other people can list where Foodie Beauty has gone uber Stalkerish on people.
Um, and who are we kidding? Have you seen FFG? She's failed at many diets as well. So I love how you started your channel. You're gonna show Amberlynn and I, how to lose weight.
I
You
remember
ain't
Sense
showing anyone
Wonder.
shit. You don't even show yourself on camera. You friggin' weirdo.
The twins,
All
yes.
right.
Oh yes, the guy that his dad had to tell her to not come around anymore. Remember she had the hots for that one dude, and then the dad had to intervene because she went like uber stalkerish on the dude. And I think he had a girlfriend, right? Do you guys remember that story? Not the Frenchman story, because the Frenchman is a sicko. Let's just be honest with that. Because that guy's older than her. But the story with the guy that had the girlfriend and Footy Beauty liked that dude, and his dad had to, yeah, threaten her with police because she kept on coming around.
That's it. That's enough attention for these morons, which they so desperately seek. I guess that's it for this video. So that was the update for that, and I will, I know my eyeshadow's not even blended. I'm so tired. I will see you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
All right, so that's it from Foodie Beauty. Will I expect more from her? Of course. We'll see how this works out, how this goes. You know what? Like I always say, I'm here to just, observe and give my 2 cents, and whatever happens, happens. But she has a lot of shit to deal with, both figuratively and literally with Salah in Kuwait. Is that what people are calling it now instead of Kuwait? You guys calling it Kuwait because the whole slippery, shitty situation going on. But yeah, I don't expect Al Sultan Salah to be online in any capacity anytime soon because it's quite embarrassing if guys like Murad and Ali Shabib know that you like doing poopy play. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? You're gonna come around, especially in certain places where it's kind of like you don't want the word to get out because it can be still considered dishonorable, right? If you embarrass your family like that. Can you imagine Professor Rafai getting all these emails about his son in literal shitty situations, getting emails of like the conversations between his son. Like that is can be embarrassing and can affect your career because what if like officials get a hold of that and then they get to know that certain things within a certain family isn't under control, and then that can seep out into different areas because in some places It's not even what you do, it's what your family does. So that's why in many places, a lot of shit still goes by blood. That's why in certain places, like, you go by you go by your last name first because they're very low context. So, if your name is, I don't know, his last name is Rafai, right? You go by Rafai Salah would be your name rather than Salah Rafai, right? Because it's all about your family. Your family is a cohesive unit, and if somebody does something out of pocket, out of line, it actually embarrasses the entire family. We can get into this. I can talk about this all day. Is all I'm just saying is what I'm saying is that in certain places, certain countries, certain cultures, what one family member does can affect the other family member and embarrass the cohesivity, loosen the cohesivity of that family unit. So we shall see what happens with that. It is quite embarrassing. I mean, I would be embarrassed. That's why I never do it in the first place. Ain't nobody gonna catch me sexting and talking about shitting on people. Not me. I'm not gonna be doing that. Anyways, people, thanks so much for hanging out with me. This is a short one, but we got to see each other. Thanks so much. If you like my other content, because I've been posting about it, then check it out. If not, hey, it's all good. Not everybody's gonna like anything and everything. But thanks again. Hopefully you guys have a great Saturday. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you smash that like button, please. I would really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really do appreciate it. And I will see everybody later. Be safe, take care, and be well. Bye bye.